It is time for the specific championships, my favorite time of year. And yes, I did not misspeak. I did not misspeak. These championships, specifically as opposed to any championships around the world, are my favorite sporting event of the year. I mean, look, Rugby League World Cup, that's number one by far. But when we don't have a Rugby League World Cup in the course of the year, this is the best that we've got. I'm going to be quiet throughout these dances and the hymns. But I will get into the game and the sides once the ceremonies are over. Just want to say, I don't know why YouTube chat isn't showing up. I'm gonna go to the website that runs the chat, but oh, it's not merged. That's why. YouTube chat will be up in a second after we hear the hymns from Fiji. Okay, is it just me or was that cutting out? I really hope this doesn't cut out again like it did last week. I imagine Andrew Vons will, Andrew Vons? Where does that come from? Andrew Voss. Andrew Voss and Andrew Vons' love child. John's love child. To get into the sides, very, very quickly. So, there has been a change for the Cook Islands Aitu. Their 5'8" Kailas Putoko is going to play in the fullback position with Isan Masters moving into the halves. I don't think there were changes in the front row. No, there weren't. And onto the bench, we got Justin Makirere moving on to the interchange for the Cook Islands. Unfortunately, I mean, you would have seen my video earlier in this week. Fiji could be a lot stronger. Cook Islands are pretty much at their strength with Valentine Holmes being eligible, but injured, and genuinely injured. So, yeah, they're a side who don't win many games. They are kind of the punching bags of the Pacific region when it comes to rugby league, but is what it is. Do want to introduce, the eagle-eyed of you would have noticed, a slightly new background. Sorry, just bumped the microphone. Slightly new background on these. It used to just be a static image of carbon, but I think this is cool. It kind of flashes up little bits of green, so should be kind of groovy. Let me know what you guys think of it. Do you think the man who whacks people with hammers will play well? When you say that, I'm thinking of Maxwell's Silver Hammer, the Beatles. Are you thinking of Amone? I don't think Amone's playing in this game. Looks like, thank you. Hello, Magnetic. Oh, Jesus. Is it windy there? Is that why Buller is holding down the ball? Yes, it is. Is he showing the game? No, sir. That is a crime. That's why it says, Watchalong. Brandon Wakeham kicks us off. Unfortunately, that doesn't look like a big crowd at all there. It is Santos International Stadium, PG, I believe, PNG. Yes, it is. I mean, that kind of makes a little bit of sense. I will set up the clock, get that going. I do want to say as well, I tried in time to have little sound bites that play when these teams score. Did not quite have time to finalize that, unfortunately, but I will do my best to have it in future watch-alongs. Okay. So it's the Cook Islands on the 4th. They're up to about 45 minutes out of their own line. It's going to be a real challenge for me to pronounce some of the surnames, but I've been practicing my Rua Ngati Gaura, so we'll see how we go with that. He's letting his hair grow again? Me? Am I? Does this count as letting my hair grow? Since when do you care about crime? You were literally shooting people's guts out 2 days ago. They were fake people, okay? Fake, not real people. Am I something has changed with the timer code. Ah, there we go. Okay. It will be ready to go in just a second. Is that a knock on there from Fiji? No. Yes, it is. It is. Ball being played there. Semi Valame has knocked that one on. So, Cook Islands will get a great opportunity right off the bat here. Good stuff. Okay. Timer will start in a moment. Leaguie, have you added any length to what? To Tooth's knee? What the hell are you talking about, sir? Leaguie, at the Pacific Final, will you be there for the first game, Cook Islands versus SA South Africa? Is that the first game? Yeah, I assume so. I'm not really sure. I'm glad you like the Sparks, Tiger. They were initially stars, and I changed them like 10 minutes before the stream started. I thought I found a way to make them lines instead of stars. So, Cook Islands will get the first proper attacking opportunity of the game. Is the timer going to show? There we go. There we go. And ReactBot, are you there? ReactBot. It's not picking up my my microphone. Are you there?
Crossmark, no response.
No, ReactBot is not working. Okay. Never mind. Leaguie, when did you send the background? A few days ago. We've got a stoppage in play here. Mason Teague, yes. I think he has knocked that one on, unfortunately. There is really very little atmosphere there, I have to admit. I mean, yes, it's in Papua New Guinea, and neither of these countries are Papua New Guinea. Would have loved to have seen this game played in Fiji. I mean, like, it's... I think it was last year, and I remember that there were a lot of technical problems. But yeah. South Africa are not in the Pacific Championships. I believe that is a World Cup qualifier. So, yes. And yes, up the milk, I will mention it. The Leaguie Awards. So after the Rugby League Creator Awards last night, which yours truly picked up 2 awards. Roosters Creator of the Year, which I shouldn't have won. I dedicated that to Hainsey and Patrick Gillespie. But I did win Breakout Creator of the Year, which is an incredible honor among the entire rugby league world. I know this is a throwaway line. I genuinely did not expect that. My own audience is setting up their own awards show. It's taking place in the Discord. Nice little intercept there. Makahesi Makatoa, speaking of Sydney Roosters. So, awkward start to the game, I think, for both sides. Not really getting into their strides, either of them here. The quality, I guess we'll see how it plays out. But this isn't going to be, the NRL final standard that I think we are mostly accustomed to. So, yes. I like this Esa Miyoka, by the way. He was brilliant in the Pacific Championships last year. I remember him being a proper standout. So, here come the Cook Islands. Spreading across to the left. There's a kick in behind. Was that Takarangi? It was, yeah, Jesus. Trapped by the Fijian defense, and they just jump on it. That was awkward as hell. I'm curious to see how Brandon Wakeham goes in this game. I mean, he's a dude who has been the Fijian halfback for quite a long time. Was once a promising player, but, that was sort of half a decade or so ago. Has had a little bit of a troubled situation. I remember he was arrested from training once. I think he got off on those charges, though, from memory. But... yeah, this is him, on a stage that he doesn't often get anymore these days. Valame with a run. Jeez, are they dropping these balls or offloading them backwards rugby union style? There's a bit of space. Is that being touched by the Cook Islands? Buller, beautiful pass out to Rinakama, back inside, Jareen Buller. And it wasn't orthodox, but that's the first try of the game. Goodbye! BG again on the board, and I do once again want to apologize, saying that I would normally now play a little portion, a little sound, but it hasn't been given a try just yet. We are actually going to the bunker now. International rules, from my memory, are what apply here. And it's not just if it's a no try. It's also that if the referee thinks it's a try but isn't sure, we go to the bunker. We refer it to the VRF first up. So, Tiger, I have not, but I did yesterday. I am hyper confident that the Bulldogs logo is not an AI logo. What I do think happened, though, I can't remember what Instagram account it was, but I saw earlier today someone posted that there's a high school in America that have like dogs as their logo, and I'm confident that Canterbury have like taken it from them. I'll try and find a picture. So there is a lot to look at with this try. I put points on the board incorrectly, I would say. That ball seems to have just come out backwards. I'm not sure I can find the image. I think it was Alabama. Oh yes, this is it. Okay. I'll get that up on the screen in a second. We can't really hear the bunker. Smartgas says, I had Coca-Cola vanilla flavor today and it is so fire, OMG. Pepsi Max vanilla is better. But yes, I agree with you. So let's see. This ball, it didn't... I think it was touched by the Cook Islands. I think I agree with Cooper Cronk here. Then Rinakama got away. Simple pass back in field. This should be a try. Buller gets it. Fiji have a lot of different jerseys. You can see these ones here. These are from last year. They were dark blue and black. They're playing in black and white here now, and that will be given a try. So we're going to get green lights here. Let me I'll put up on screen the new Bulldogs logo, and then the one from the American high school. It's actually kind of uncanny. Okay. So, I think I'm back now. Wakeham will take the kick. Sorry, I got a notification that my OBS just disconnected. We're back now, though. And there's the goal kick. So, 6 points to nil early on in this game. I get the feeling that we could be a decent scoreline here for Papua New Guinea. Then I definitely do. Hopefully I didn't cut out there, but it did say that I did. It is incredibly hard to find just a version of this new Bulldogs logo. Okay, there we go. Let me make that a bit smaller. Okay, that's the new Bulldogs logo, right? It does look a little bit AI generated, but I'd be very, very surprised if it actually was AI generated. That is the logo, as Cook Islands kick it down on the floor, of the American high school. It is actually, like, they've just flipped it over. You can see the grey on the left-hand side of the Bulldogs face, the Canterbury Bulldogs face, is grey on the right-hand side of the high school's face. They've kept the collar down the bottom with the symbol. It's actually, like, that to me, I don't think it's AI generated. I think it's incredibly inspired by this Alabama high school, Opelika High School it's called. And they underestimated the ability of the internet to hunt down something like that. Because that's got to be it, I think. The writer says, I see the similarity, but I think it's different enough. I mean, it's different enough to avoid a copyright, suit, I would think. Ball's gone over the sideline there. I think they're saying touch. Yes, they are saying touch. It's different enough to not be sued for copyright, but I think it's similar enough that it was definitely inspired. It has to be, right? So, I don't think it'll be a lawsuit. Up the milk, it is, I think it's my Wi-Fi. And it's very annoying because this university's Wi-Fi should be good, but this year it's been terrible. And I do have an Ethernet port in the back of my laptop, but it's loose as hell. I don't know what I did, but I'm trying to fix it, but it's not doing it. Anyway, you would know about that being a law student. I haven't done copyright law, so I wouldn't really. Donahue into the line. Buller at the back. Goes himself. Buller's got two. Jareem Buller. Jareem the Dream in a week in which he is in the center of contract news, contract discussions. There we go, Jareem Buller. He's a guy who we talk a lot about when a spine play comes along for Samoa and Tonga. He's a guy who, for Fiji, I'm incredibly excited that he's back there for a long, long while. Will says, do you know if I can still play Rugby League Live 4 on PS4? Yeah, you definitely should be able to. Especially if you have it on disc. Talmay is out for tomorrow's clash? Damn it! That sucks. Bro, I was looking in the front line. Is he? Yeah, he is. Damn. I was looking in the front rows, right? You had Fisher, Harris, Leota, Tapani, White, Nelson against Papali'i, Haas, Polo, Molo, and Terrell May. That is insane. May being out and Benaya Yowelu going onto the bench, that is weird. When you've got Ata Mariota right there. That's very, very far from like for like. I'm happy to see Benaya on the bench. I thought he was unlucky to miss out on the bench, but wow. What channel is it on? This game, I believe, is on Channel 9. Yes, it is. Channel 9 and Foxtel in Australia. I don't know what it is in other countries. Excuse me. There's a Melbourne Storm jersey hanging down in the background. Probably Tui Kamakamita fan. So this kick is a lot harder than the first one. Much, much harder. Brandon Wakeham has a tougher job to do here. Is the kick? Oh, it will go. It will go. Jeez, I thought it was too far to the left-hand upright, but never mind. Bang. 12 points to nil early on with less than 12 minutes gone in this game. Leaguie, are you doing Ashes series of Rugby League tests between Australia and England? I intend to get up and watch them live and stream them live. I think it's important that I do. But it kind of depends on my own personal circumstances. I'll have to see. That high school was already a copycat of Georgia, the college's secondary logo. Well, let me have a look at this. Or Up the Milk, can you send me a link to that? Send me a link to what you're talking about. Because, yeah, in any element of art, you know, there's inspiration. The artistic world is literally based on standing on the shoulders of giants. My second favorite band, Oasis, have a whole album titled that. But there is, you know, a certain line that you can't cross. Tiger says, as we said last year, there has to be a better way to abbreviate the Cook Islands. Yes. Like maybe CKI? Cook Islands? Anyway. There we go. Thank you, Optimal. Let's have a look at this. I'll see if I can download it and put it on screen. Oh, yeah. No, fair. Hang on. Let me put it on screen. Bang. That is definitely something that inspired the one that I think the Bulldogs then copied. Yoelu should have been starting 9 if Samoa were going to be a chance. Tavanga at 9 is wild. ECW for NZ. I agree. What I would have been open to them doing, though, is starting Tavanga at 9, absorbing the early pressure for 20 minutes, and then bringing on Benaya Yoelu. In a funny way, actually, it's the opposite of what the Roosters do. They start Benaya Yoelu, then bring on Connor Watson. But they weren't going to do that anyway. They had Chanel Harris-Savita there. So... Okay, so set restart for Cook Islands here. They're going to have a full attacking set here. Ball out the back. Intercepted. Rinakama's in space. Rinakama is holding his arm. Something is wrong with his arm here. I think he's going to go all the way, though. No, he's been caught. He's been caught. Rinakama has hurt his arm. He was holding it out like this. I'm not sure what has gone on there. It was very, very awkward. It's definitely his right arm. It's not his hamstring, says, like Andrew Voss says. It's his arm for sure. Buller with the ball. Gets it out to the back rower here. Kitioni Tonga does find the ground. He had Jennings outside him. So on the second, they go the short side again. And it's Jaree Buller for 3. It's Jaree Buller for 3. 3 of the best. He's made them pay. And that completes a wonderful hat trick, as I have heard so many times while playing FIFA. 60 points to nil. Only... less than 13 minutes gone. Jaree Buller. This is the kind of thing that you could do against a side like the Cook Islands, who unfortunately just are not consistently made out of top-line players. It is very unfortunate, but it is the way that it is. Love seeing the man himself, Taine Milne, back on the big stage. He deserves it. He does. I mean, I don't know how well he's done in the Super League this season. I really have no idea, but that is such a weird run from Rinakama. But yeah, it was just, the arm was just flopping out there. Gee, so Rinakama's day is over, you would have to think. So they're going to need to shift the decks a little bit to replace a winger out there. They think they have on the bench. No, to be honest, I'll be so real. I do not know the 4 players that Fiji have on their bench. I've heard of Solomone Saukuru because he plays for the Tigers, and he is listed as a center. So I would assume that he's going to be part of that solution there. But from the sideline, the kick is coming.
Don't miss it. Don't miss it. Container, firstly. Shoelace! Shoelace, Renault! A clutch! A clutch!
See, unfortunately, this is not good. This is not good at all for International Rugby League. This is not what we need. A win of this scale. And I know it's only 16-0 at this point, but, you know... they've been scoring with such ease. Such ease. He's a natural back rower, but can play center. Okay. That's a whole other thing. The player listings on NRL.com. I'm ready to go on a rant about them because they are terrible. Wakeham posting in. Brandon Wakeham Super Boot. Yeah, so let me do a little experiment here. I don't want to just distract from the game, right? NRL.com, I'll go to players. I'll go to internationals, right? Let's have a look at the Australian Kangaroos side. It's not even loading. Oh, great. Okay. Is this my internet? No. Look at this. Oh, no. Sorry, not PM's 11. Kangaroos. They have actually fixed it? Okay, props to the NRL. When I did this the other day, I saw Aaron Woods in the Kangaroos. That was how old the squad was. It was actually insane. Props to them for fixing it. But like I've I've seen so many times the likes of like Newcastle, for example. I'll see if Newcastle still have this problem. Where their side, when you go to Newcastle players, it literally has players that have not been there for years. Yeah, look at this. Bro, Newcastle Knights, right? Simi Sasangi. Look at that jersey that he's wearing. 5'8", Simi Sasangi. That man... How does he still have a page at Newcastle? He's been at Canberra now. He's a cult hero at Canberra. It's just frustrating. It's frustrating. Anyway, I've been able to showcase the worst of it, but believe me, I've seen some terrible ones. Terrible ones. Will says, are you waking up for the F1 on Monday? I don't think so. I will watch that on delay. Kick in behind there. Goal line dropout may be forced here. Ioka playing on the wing. I know him as a fullback, but yes, he will be forced in goal. So goal line dropout forced here. Aaron Woods in the Kangaroo squad brings me back. It was Woods. I think I saw Corey Parker. Like that. I was like, come on, NRL.com. This is nowhere near good enough. Don't get me started on a casualty ward. My God, whenever I make a video where I talk about players' injuries, I can't even rely on the NRL's casualty ward. I found out in the comments of my international video that Spencer Leniu has had surgery, right? Which doesn't really change the point of my video whatsoever, but I did use him as a player and I said, no record of injury or surgery. No record of surgery on NRL.com. No record of surgery on the Roosters website. No record of surgery in any major newspaper. I even Googled Spencer Leniu surgery and nothing came up. So... How's a guy supposed to know? Bobothy, yes, I do think that Yolo will get dropped. But he will get a lot of game time. Particularly during Origin when I think both Robson and Watson will be in camp. And anytime either of those are injured, Yolo is straight there. So with 3 tries already to the good, Kamikamitha, geez, he very, very nearly got there. I think it was stopped by the uprights. Out the back here. Wakem gets it. Out the back now to Donahue. That's a cutout pass. Back inside here. I think it's Salkura on the wing, is it? They're switching it around. There's a kick in behind. It's bouncing, and it's been jumped on there by the Cook Islands halfback, who is Cassius Cowley. Speaking of the Roosters, I was approached last night. I don't know if he'd want me to say this, but I assume it's fine. As a penalty for Cook Islands. I was approached by Mr. Hainsey about exploring the possibility of a Cheeky Little Roosters podcast for 2026. Just a cheeky one. Just one, like, while no one else is watching, just, sneaky around the back, just, cheeky little chook chat, perchance, maybe. Not that any of you guys, I think, would be that interested in watching it, because very few of you are Roosters fans, but, could be fun. Could be fun. Smart guy, ReactBot isn't working. ReactBot, are you there?
Crossmark, no response.
He's doing the crossmark, no response. So up to the halfway line now are the Cook Islands. Mason Teague in at hooker is an interesting one to me. He's a player who, he started at Finns, I believe, then has transitioned to Newcastle. 23 years old, so still got a lot of time ahead of him. But he's not exactly finding his spot in first grade. And the thing with 23, I don't know if you guys are the same, but in my mind, 23 is still super young. But it very quickly becomes 24 and 25. And that we've seen so many players who fall by the wayside. He's sort of got to put the foot on the throat now. Up the Milk says, I'd watch you analyze pain trying out okay. Well, I'd be very flattered. But that's something that may happen next year. We got a lot of time to think about it, basically. I was thinking this, by the way, last night. We've got 6 teams in these specific championships. There's a penalty. I feel like the fact that we only get 2 games a weekend is a waste. I don't know how you'd make it work necessarily. And it only really works this week when you've got Tonga and PNG as the 2 sides. Because they're like quite evenly matched, or at least evenly matched enough. If you had New Zealand versus Cook Islands, it would be a bloodbath. But I feel like it's a bit of a waste that there's two sides sitting at home not playing this week. So, Tiger, I will try. I've got an insanely busy evening coming up. Insanely busy. So, I don't think chat stopped working. Is chat... It shouldn't have stopped working. No, it's all good. Leaguie, did you like F1? I adore F1. And yeah, I watched the sprint qualifying just before I went live. Caleb Navale with a run there. He's a guy as well. From an NRL perspective, plays for the Manly Warringah Sea Eagles, starting 13 today, 22 years of age. He's an interesting one. As Manly look to transition beyond the Gerbo era. Tangi Tuimua with a kick in behind. I think that's a try. I think it is a try for that man, Caleb Navale. I think it was a kick by Tangi Tuimua, whose name I had to practice a lot. But he's the man playing in Abby Coruscant's place. And I think Caleb Navale has got there. Smart guy, I'm so sorry to hear that. Leaky, did you tell the Roosters podcast host about the cheeky hit you put on Rooster in a Bronx shirt? What? Oh, wait, are you talking about the Simulation Rugby League? I think you must be. Yes, I'm a Simulation Rugby League player, and I play for the Broncos. I was signed by them. Debuted against the Roosters. Anyway, I think Navale has scored this. I'd be surprised if he didn't score this. Okay, smart guy. Yes, I have not told any Roosters fans about the hit that I put. Oh, I'm not sure about that grounding. I want an angle from the other side of the stadium. Surely we have one. It's a good point Andrew Voss makes. Liam Kennedy was right there. There we go. This is the angle that'll show it. Michael Jennings did it in 2013. Can Caleb Navale do it in 2025? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. What's the live decision? They're supporting the live decision, but what's the live decision? Try. Oh, jeez. I know about that one, Chief. I would not be giving that. I would not be giving that. Anyway. George says, I will order Sydney Roosters DVD for you from eBay. Okay. I don't have a DVD player, but if you have one, feel free. Okay. ReactBot, are you there?
Crossmark, no response.
Crossmark, no response. That's after a reload. Chief like PNG, Chief? Exactly like PNG, Chief. Exactly, Tiger Walker. Okay, so this one will be very easily converted by Brandon Wakeham. I wouldn't have given this a try, but points are on the board. That's besides the point. After 22 minutes, it'll be 23 by the time the conversion is taken. Fiji are beating the clock, which... I heard a lot during the week while I was doing my Red Dead Redemption 2 streams. People were saying, I get the feeling Cook Islands, sneaky victory. And I didn't ever want to say to them, you're off your heads. But I was like, have you seen the sides? Have you looked at the two teams available here? The difference is that while Cook Islands have NRL players like Brendan Piakura, Kale Iro, it's the others that make up the difference. While in a position where the Cook Islands will have a Ron Massey Cup player, Fiji have a fringe NRL player, and that's a big difference. Big difference. Oh, very, very nearly there. The ball bounced in the field of play for Cook Islands. I thought that it was gonna bounce in the field of play and then go dead, which would be a goal line dropout. But Fiji recovered. Surely Cook Islands were offside there. Michael Jennings' 2013 try was 1 in a million. It is my favorite try of all time. I've said this before on stream, but that every moment of that play, 5 gone, kick from Maloney into the goal too deep. I think no, Jennings has flown from nowhere. This is superhuman. This is unbelievable. That's what he said. So it's this.
This is superhuman. This is unbelievable.
So I remember that. Like, I can quote it at the drop of a hat. So Kick out on the fall there for Fiji. Cook Islands will have good attacking ball. Thoughts on the props matchups tomorrow? It would have been a lot cooler if Terrell May was playing. Unfortunately, he isn't, but it's still going to be very good. It's still going to be good. This is superhuman. Leaguie, you made a video where you simulated the NRL season in Rugby League Live 4. I did. In the grand final of the simulations, it was Storm and Broncos, which is the same as real life, meaning that Rugby League Live 4 correctly predicted the grand final, however, not the winner. That is a fact, and a lot of people were commenting on that video after the grand final. Complete chance, though. Like, complete chance. So, short playing there from Pride Peterson Robati. They're looking all right in attack here. Rui Natikara, sorry, is not on the bench. Excuse me, it's Mason Teague who's in it, of course. Fiji did very well in first half. There's a lot of the first half left for them to continue to do well, I assure you. Kick here on the last, being chased, but not really genuinely, to be honest. And Terrell Kalo. So it's him who's playing on the wing. He's listed as well as a center. I have heard of Terrell Kalo. Tiger says you hear how there's no crowd. It really doesn't seem like there's a crowd, yeah. That's due to the lack of Chooks fans. What? We, aside from Dogs, I believe we're the highest drawing Sydney team. And we were the highest drawing Sydney team the last 2 years. So, this is going to become the crusty burglar meme, isn't it? I fear that it may. I fear that it may. It just doesn't really make sense to have not played this game in Fiji. I mean, maybe it's a bit of hindsight hero when they're playing games in PNG as much as they can in preparation for the Chiefs coming in, but that is still years away. All right, Dream Buller with the ball. Wild offload there on the last. Milne, I think it is, with the ball in his hands. They've given it out to Valame. Kick back in field. And to cover that up there is Mason Teague. Oh, lovely little step there. Oh, wait, it's not Mason Teague. It's Kautoko. My mistake. Of course, Putoko. It's difficult to keep track of all the new names. I do apologize. PNG is going to have to do something about the camera quality when Chiefs come in. 100%. And not just that, but the stream quality. We heard while Fiji were doing their... As they do give away a penalty here to the Cook Islands, they were doing their pre-match hymn, and the audio was cutting in and out. It's a real problem. It was a problem last week as well for the Prime Minister's game. So, yeah. Lorenzo says, if Melbourne lose another grand final, then I will go for the Roosters or Bulldogs. You can't do that. You can't just switch teams because your team's no good. You gotta pick a side and stick to it. Look. Switching for the Roosters, hey, I'll always be an advocate for that. Come to the red, white, and blue side, boy. But yeah, come on, it can't be that if your team loses, you change. Buller, the only player trying, and he's still only going 50%. I mean, I don't think that's completely fair, but he's certainly looking like a cut above the rest of them. I was really optimistic that he would activate his option at the Tigers and thereby come off contract at the same time that I think Tedesco will retire. I think Tedesco will, although is in the last year of his contract now, I think he'll go 2 more years. And then Buller goes to the Roosters, but unfortunately he's managed by Isaac Moses, which I did not realize. Okay, KL Iro. Oh, has he got 3? He has! Yes, Iro's got there! KL Iro, there we go. Cook Islands get one on the board. It was a hell of a celebration from him as he shouts at the crowd. There we go. That's the best try of the day. That's the best try of the day.
That's not a try, that's a miracle.
I did say, I mean, the individual quality is there in a few of the Cook Islands players. KL Iro, bang. There we go. 24 points to 4. It will be 24-6 in just a second. So it was at a dummy half. He just sort of stepped around a bunch of them. There was a big gap. It was lazy defense there from the number 16 for Fiji, Karesi Maya. He just sort of let the play get a little bit across it, created a hole outside him that then Kitione Kartonga could not cover. Well done, KL Iro. Well done. Fiji conceded a game to the cookies. That's it. Call it here. Fiji are obviously washed. Fiji are finished, bro. It's over. It's over. Strip them of their World Cup status and put the Netherlands in. That's what I say. Yeah. Yeah. It looks like it'll be... is that a Yoka to take this kick? Is it? Yeah, I think it's a number 5. Yeah, Esom Yoka. How old is he? 22. Yeah, I knew he was like a young dude. He had blonde hair last year. I remember him. Esom Yoka puts the ball between the 6 and it's 24 points to 6. Comeback is on, baby. Comeback is on. That now means that the final score will be 72 to 6 in favor of Fiji, which is great because it means I get to make fun of Tigers fans. 72 to 0 just wouldn't have been the same, but 72 to 6, Roosters versus Tigers, banger of a scoreline. Or Germany, the proper Deutsch team. Hey, oi, that's not funny. That's not even a little bit funny. Netherlands are better than Germany. Much better. Lorenzo said, at the end of the day, you would convince anyone to come to Chooks if you get the chance, now wouldn't you? Absolutely. But not to anyone else. The reason why it's okay to switch to the Roosters is because we are, objectively speaking, the morally correct option. It makes you a better person if you support the Sydney Roosters. And I would go as far as to say it makes you a worse person if you don't support the Sydney Roosters. So that's why it's fine. But you can't switch to anyone else. That's illegal. And I know because I study law, so... Yeah. Brother, last time the Dutch said that about us, it didn't end well. That is true, but also the fact is that the Netherlands always beat Germany in rugby league. So, come on, I need some support here. I've got a few Dutchies. I've got some Netherlands fans. Speaking of International Rugby League, actually, very, very cool thing. I don't know if I mentioned this, but so I was contacted by the Ukrainian Rugby League Federation, who played the Netherlands recently. That's why there's the segue. And yesterday did an interview. It was about 30 minutes, 40 minutes with the head coach of the Ukrainian national team. So that will become a video probably in a couple weeks, though, just because I'm very, very busy right now. But I will do like a mini documentary on Ukrainian Rugby League because I went to Ukraine in 2018 for a referees course. So I do know a little bit about them, and it'll be focused on the war, basically how rugby league survived war-torn Ukraine, something along those lines. Does Germany have Rugby Club Octopus? That's what I thought. There we go, Tiger Walker. Hell yes, Rugby Club Octopus in Uden. It was banging. Leaguie is wrong about supporting the Sydney Roosters' morality. I mean, I think what I said is scientifically proven. So kick there from Brandon Wakeham. Yeah, no thought of a 40-20 there. Esamioka gets it and is tackled immediately by Caleb Navale and co. Only morally correct thing is pick and stick for as long as the team exists. Legally, you can switch to whoever you want, whenever you want. Yes, to be clear, I'm not actually being serious that the Sydney Roosters are the morally correct option. I'm just sort of... Where's your scientific proof, dude? I'm waffling, okay? It's banter. It's footy banter. Were they laughing at you for supporting the Dutch, the fake Dutch, the Ukrainians? God no. God no. All right, so, that was a bad last tackle option, knock on. They tried to go for a kick there, but were tackled before they could get the kick away, and it was just a drop ball, essentially. Michael Jennings has not scored yet. It has been Jareem the Dream Buller, and one try to Caleb Navale, which I don't think was a try. So, yeah. Problem says, my opinion is that the Roosters are morally third worst. Okay, well, if we're third worst, would it be Melbourne and Brisbane ahead of us? Who would you have as the other two? Dutch isn't even a real language. It's just drunken German. I disagree. Dutch is drunken English. It is. If you want to say the man is dead in Dutch, it's de man is dood. Or, like, it's basically you just get English words and pronounce them in like a funny way. That's the Dutch. That's the Dutch language. They both have Germanic roots, so it kind of makes sense. Yo, Jet Price is here, still living the high of a premiership. Congratulations to you and the Broncos, sir. That was unreal. Actually, I don't think I have seen you here since I found you on NRL.com. In the Broncos page. Yeah, Yeah, you're there now. I mean, I assume you know this, but on like, if you go to NRL.com, Telstra Premiership, players, Broncos, Jet Bryce, right there. Beautiful little photo, but it doesn't say what position you are. I forgot what position you are, so. It's Vert says, what do you study at uni? Law and economics, 2 degrees. We've got a stoppage here in play. The other thing that's annoying about this this feed is that we can't hear the bunker. We're hearing the bunker through the loudspeaker at the stadium. Thoughts on Fanua Bole? I love him. There's a reason why he was on my wall earlier this year. I did see that they're trying to get him to come back to Victoria, though. Okay, so there will be play on. Tackle 4. 8 minutes left to go in the first half. Fiji with the ball 20 meters out from the attacking line. They're going to pass away here to... I think that was their number 17. Mafoa, yes, it was. It's hard. The numbers are hard to see sometimes. Now Buller, will he go himself? He will go himself and he'll die with it. He's a confident player today, and you can understand why, with 3 tries on the board for him already. But, yeah, not the best last tackle option there. Lorenzo, that is absolutely diabolical. I cannot believe you say that. It's a bit of a running joke between us Germans and the Nederlanders. We can kind of understand each other, but the vernacular used by the Dutch sounds like you're slurring while speaking German. Fair. It's like a harsher German. It's like if German was a lot angrier. But it is also funny English. So. Oh, there we go, Lorenzo. Thank you for clarifying there. Back row. Okay, Jet's the back rower. I had fullback in mind, but I think we've had this discussion. So, debut next year. Cheeky debut for you, Mr. Jet Bryce. Maybe, you know, Origin call-up for Piakura. He's Queensland eligible. Cheeky little spot available. Back row. Perchance, maybe. No more Martin Taupau at the club. What do you reckon? Has Madge said anything to you yet? DeBossa says, is the playoff between 3rd of Cup and 1st of Bowl happening this year? I don't think it is. I think they got rid of the promotion and relegation thing from memory. Oh, it's pronounced vertex like a vertex. Okay, I'll try and keep that in mind. How do you say I love Reactbot in Dutch? Ik hou van Reactbot. I don't know how you would say React in Dutch, but I assume Reactbot is just the same. How do I say Leaguie best South creator in Dutch? Leaguie beste... I mean, South is like Zouders, I suppose. Zouders. Creatier, is that a word? I'm not sure. But yes. It's... Just pronounce it in funny ways and then it's Dutch. I haven't seen much involvement from Ron Massey Cup legend Michael Jennings so far in this game. I don't know if it's just me, but... Yeah. I heard the Dutch and Germans can also understand a bit of Afrikaans. Afrikaans is very similar to Dutch, yes. Yes, for sure. Zouders, or whatever you said, sounded so American. Yeah, Zouders. Zouders would be it. Mentioned earlier too, just came back from our local Raw show. Saw a few Samoa shirts around. Oh, that's nice. This is a strong AFL town, so good to see the game's grown here. I live in Canberra, and I remember, I'll never forget, it was... the most recent Rugby League World Cup, Tonga played Samoa, and I'm just walking to the shops, and up and down Northbourne Avenue, which is the main thoroughfare through Canberra, it's just cars, red cars, blue cars, flags everywhere. Tonga and Samoa written on the sides of them, beeping their horns, going in unison. I know, you know, Canberra, it is Rugby League territory, but to see that happening in a place like this, where it's all public servants and nothing happens, that was unreal. So... Yes. Here we go. Jet says, I really hope I can crack first grade next year, and Brendy hopefully makes his Origin debut. Brendy, there we go. You're on a nickname basis with Mr. Piakura. That's unreal. I mean, he could do. He could do if Broncos keep their form up. Kick here from Cowley. Oh, we'll find the ground. They're going to score here, the Cook Islands. Oh, no, penalty Fiji. Penalty Fiji. Penalty Fiji. Did we... am I... Hang on. Hang on. Hold up. Hold the phone. Did I just not notice earlier this week that Brad Takarangi is not named for Cook Islands? I just assumed he would be in the side, but I guess not. So, has the game been good so far? No, probably not. It's been fine. It's been about as good as I would have expected, but like, yeah, it's not really been super close or anything like that. Do you think International Rugby League will compete with Union internationally? Really depends the time frame of your question. No time soon. But can it? Yes. In my lifetime, it absolutely can, for sure. So. Is Rapana playing for Cook Island? No. I believe he's now retired. Played his last season with Hull FC. Cook Islands are a side that unfortunately are going to go. Like, they're not sustainable at all. The population of the Cook Islands is like 12,000 or something. And disappearing. Yeah, 14 to 15,000 people. And obviously their side is made up of not, you know, domestic players. It's heritage players. But in generations to come, that heritage will die out. Buller's got 4. Buller's got 4. He's got 4.
He's Houdini! He's Houdini! Put him in the suckers! Put him somewhere! He's too good for this game!
He's too good for this game, Jareem Buller. Little kick in for himself. He got a bounce from heaven right up into the breadbasket, and all he had to do was fall over. Bang. Here we go. 70% of Cook Islands are over the average obesity rate. Really? Oh, no. Oh, no. Vodex says, do you play any sport? No. I go to the gym, but, like, no. I think watching sports is easier. I'm glad I muted that in time. That would have been terrible to hear over the microphone. Who wins, France versus Jamaica? I definitely think it should be France. I mean, France have a whole domestic competition. Speaking of France, congratulations to Toulouse Olympique. They've been awarded a spot in the Super League next season, along with Bradford Bulls and York Knights. I was disappointed not to see London Broncos. I hoped it would be London Broncos, but York is not the worst thing in the world. York is a side that should have a good team, so yeah. I'm surprised you know what a gym is. Jesus. In fairness, it has actually been quite a while since I regularly attended a gym. But that's just because uni is really heating up. North Wales Crusaders robbed. Robbed is a strong word, isn't it? Strong word. Fitness first for the bot stuff. So from the sideline here, Brandon Wakeham. Taking a while. Normally by the time I play half of that soundbite, which goes for 14 seconds, the player's already kicked the goal. Kiwi Mike, thank you for the follow. That is massively appreciated. Over on Twitch. Hell yes. 1K by the end of the year. We'll get it. We'll get it for sure. Vertex, I watch F1. That's really the only other sport that I properly watch. NBA, once it starts up this year, I'm definitely going to watch. So he needed a player, Brandon Wakeham, to come over and hold the ball while he's trying to kick it because there's just too much wind. There's a kick from Wakeham and is sprayed it out to the left. So it will stay 28-6. Jet Bryce says, me and Brendan played for the same junior club, Helensvale Hornets. There you go. Okay. That's very cool. So 2 back rowers that are in the Broncos side right now. 2 young guys coming from the same junior club. That's kind of Penrith Panthers style. Who's your NBA team? The Bulls. And I feel the need to clarify whenever I say that. It is not because of Michael Jordan. It is because in my favorite sports video game of all time, NBA 2K17, I happened to get drafted to the Bulls. And I played out like 6 seasons with them. 5 or 6 seasons. And yeah, I just like the Bulls a lot. So. Oh, and you room with each other. Okay, that's cool. That's funny. I just happened to mention your roomie there. Bulls are the most dead-ended franchise in that sport. You're not wrong. Like it's not a fun existence, but you don't pick your team in many respects. Your team picks you, so. Unlucky Jet Bryce. Obviously, they lost the finals. But that is very nice. I really wanted to go to a game when I went to Vegas. Unfortunately, I missed out on both the Lakers and the Clippers by 1 day. So that was very, very annoying in LA. So with 15 seconds left in the first half, Michael Jennings in at dummy half. Gives it across to, I believe that's Navale? Is it? Oh no, it's Kitiona Katonga. My mistake. Absolutely not Lendog. Donahue with the ball in his hands will find Jareem Buller. Gets away from one, gets an offload away. Ball will find the ground. Was that knocked on? No, it wasn't. Yes, it was. That's your halftime scoreline, ladies and gentlemen. 28 points to 6. Pretty comprehensive. If there's a replay of that in the second half, that is going to be very rough. 56 points to 12 as the final scoreline, but we'll see how we go. Did you see Ball sign Josh Giddey, an Australian? Yeah, that was years ago, wasn't it? At least 1 year ago. Cook Islands comeback? I think that's unlikely. I think that's very, very unlikely. Fiji isn't really helping PNG high crime rate by committing an assault here. My God. That's that's a hell of a way to put it. But kind of valid. I mean, like I said, this is the difference that I would expect between these two sides. I know Rugby League isn't played on a one-on-one basis, but Jareem Buller is up against Kailas Paul Putoko. Sunita River is up against Paul Ulberg. You know, you've got Valame up against Ruben Rennie. Rinakama against Esamioka. By the way, NRL.com has Rinakama listed as on the field. I'm very confident that that's not true. Oh, now he's off the field. Okay. That's the difference. That's fundamentally where it is. So, at least one more try from the Cooks. Could be. I don't think that's guaranteed by any means, though. Lorenzo says, I imagine that Perth Bears will have a more simple logo than the Nightmare Fuel they had before. Yes, most certainly. If they just go with the old Bears logo, that's from a generation gone by. So, yeah, absolutely don't go with that. That's still the Burley Bears logo, right? Yeah, it seems to be. I think it's a terrible logo, to be honest. The bear isn't even like symmetrical, but they'll go with something that's modern. I think a modern adaptation. Tiger says, about to be a bad storm here. Had to prepare the house. You know how it is. I did hear something about that. I admittedly I know very little, but of course all the best to everyone that's up in Brisbane. Hate to say it, but that's what climate change does. It's more extreme versions of weather events. It's not global warming. It's more extreme weather. Colder weather, hotter weather, stormier weather, rainier weather. So that'll happen. Yeah. Lendok says, Leaky, you look beautiful today. I disagree. I think I look very disheveled today. I've just about, like, literally, I was not even remotely set up 10 minutes before the stream. I, had to put everything together because I'm working on a 2,000-word paper that is due tomorrow. So, yes. You live streaming NZ and Samoa? I am. I will be doing that from up in Sydney. Hopefully my internet connection's okay. But yes, I'm heading up to Sydney tomorrow. So, yeah, how close are we to 9K? We might get it on this stream. I kind of don't expect to. I think we might on tomorrow's. But 10 subscribers away. I tend not to get 10 subscribers in one half of footy. But we'll see. I mean, this stream today, Cook Islands and Fiji, it's not a big one. Samoa and New Zealand, that's a big one. That's a big one. 2,000 word is not that much, man. Come on now. It sure is. It definitely is. This is the thing. I can't do shower interviews at 9K when 10K is right there. Let me pull up Social Blade. Social Blade is the most absolute BS website I think I've ever found. It's a joke. Its social projections are terrible. It took me becoming a YouTuber to figure out that it was just complete rubbish, but it is complete rubbish. I remember it told me last year that I wouldn't hit 10K subscribers until 2028 or something. Just because it predicts a linear growth. That's not how growth works on the internet. Anyway. How did we celebrate a 9K milestone? By getting 1,000 more subscribers to get to 10K. Why do they have Piakura and Iro defending on the same edge? It's a valid question, but it could be the fact that it works in two ways. You could say that having them having them spread out is a bit of a waste as well, because we're talking about combinations between players next to each other. An NRL player having combinations with two non-NRL players could be not necessarily the best chemistry either. So I'm assuming that Carmichael Hunt, head coach of the Cook Islands, knows what he's doing in that sense. My internet connection has just died on my iPad. That's outstanding. Plans for 10K. I'm just going to keep pressing for a shower interview at this point. 10K, I am going to get a shower interview, but I feel like I have committed to a few things at 10K, and I can't really remember all of them. So we will see. Rip iPad. It's okay. We back. That was the only time I've ever shown the game on stream, by the way. Right there. 20 subs away from what I see. Yeah, the number that you see is a little bit outdated. YouTube doesn't give the users the most up-to-date numbers. I can see I'm at 8,990. So, yeah. Leaguie is going to reveal his team at 10K. That was going to be the thing, that I was going to reveal my team at 10K. Unfortunately, yeah, that kind of came out a bit earlier than normal. But I will say, I can't imagine having, like, hid who I support up until now. I've done so much Roosters-specific content, it just feels wrong, so. Hello, Reckless Ollie. It's actually, we could honestly say, the Leaguie won Roosters Creator of the Year before he even meant to reveal that he supported the Roosters. Yeah, you also had one less award. Yeah, exactly that. So. The boss says, imagine this whole time he wasn't a Roosters fan, he was just faking. That's why I should have won Rabbitohs Creator of the Year. That's the real reason. Yeah, EB, we've been saying that. Same with the audio quality. I can understand that infrastructure not being in place yet, because if you were to buy the best cameras now in Sigma and PNG, those aren't going to be the best cameras in 2028. But I certainly hope we get good enough stuff by 2028. So, did you, Eleno says, Leaguie, did you feel robbed last night? No, not at all. I felt extremely fortunate to get Breakout Creator of the Year. The one that I wanted was YouTuber of the Year. But there's a number of other good YouTube creators anyway. I wouldn't call Bloke in a Bar a YouTube channel as such. It's a podcast that gets uploaded to YouTube, but God, they do such good work. I don't know if I've spoken about this on stream, but like in many ways, my proper rugby league foundation. I listened to that podcast religiously when I was younger. And really up until this year, I never missed an episode. This year I've tried to listen to whatever I can, but they're outstanding at what they do. They set the benchmark. And yeah, it's flattering to have come second to them. So yes. Lorenzo says, I got to join the Discord low-key, maybe at 9K. All you're doing is missing out, because the Discord is unreal. Leaguie, do you know Winston Neville? I wouldn't say I know him personally. I've met him before, and we've had DMs with each other. I get the feeling me and him would be really good mates if we, like, hung out more. But we live in different cities. But I do want to, like, one day just say, hey, let's go get lunch or something. And just have a chat. Hyper at Diamond has subscribed. Okay, well, that's going to bring us one closer. That's going to bring us one closer to the 9K. So what have we got? We're now 8991. 8991. It's Tiger, that is very true. That is very true. That's the real reason why I banned him. Leaguie, will you stream the cricket Ashes become the cricky? Oh my god, the cricky. I don't think so. I love watching Test cricket, but I don't think I could sit all day and stream it. I love the community awards though, Reckless Ollie. I mentioned it earlier in the stream. So I am watching from PNG. Support my Pacific brothers. Says, is that Clifford it is. Thank you for watching from Papua New Guinea. I've got a lot of viewers from Papua New Guinea. My favorite streams of the year are the Papua New Guinea and Kumul's streams. I can't wait for next week, bro. Like, they just do so well. Like tens of thousands of people watch. So, yes. Do they do Dutch language creators? I don't think so. Xander, that's true. We did collaborate on a YouTube short, me and Winston Neville. But, yeah, I think me and him are a little bit like he does his own thing on YouTube. We make different content, but I think we have similar goals and approaches to what is good content. What is content that helps the game? What are the stories we should be talking about? What are the stories that we probably don't need to be talking about? I think that's an area in which we're aligned. So we're similar in that sense. That's just the vibe I'm getting from him in his content. We go. Bogus says, what's 32 times 14 minus 233 plus 5 plus 24? Three? I think it's three. Lendok says, you're an excellent co-host last night, but hilariously bad at the post-game banter. What? Which is fair because you weren't drinking or wanting to swear, which is absolutely fine. Can't wait for next view. Hilariously bad's a bit rough. I was just letting them do a bit of talking. Damn, I didn't know it came across as that bad. I didn't know I would be hosting that until like about 10 minutes before it started. I didn't know I was going to be on camera. Fortunately, I had just finished interviewing the coach of the Ukrainian National Rugby League team. So I've already had the lights and I was in the suit. So I was like, okay, well, I'll just turn on the camera. That's fine. But yeah, I didn't know. So yeah, it was fun though. Next year is going to be amazing and like an in-person venue. It's going to be so sick. That is true, Tiger. Very true. You've done 4 times the amount of collabs with me that I've done with Winston. But I think me and Winston will be doing things together. So, World Cup next year will be very spicy. Ponga to Kiwis confirmed. Is that a thing? Wait, no, he can't do that. He's played for Australia, hasn't he? No, he hasn't played for Australia. Kalen Ponga. Oh no, that was from February. It said Kalen Ponga breaks silence on international allegiance, but yeah. Leaguie get on the tinnies? No, I don't think I will. Yeah, no, that's okay, Lendog. I know what you mean. Hilariously bad was just funny to me. Okay, are we still 9 subscribers away? Oh, we're 8 subscribers away. We're 8 subscribers away now. We could get there. We could get to 9K by the end of this stream. It's not impossible. All that needs to happen is that 8 of you need to make another Google account. I'm just saying. I am just saying. Never played for Kangaroos, only 9s like Brimson. Yes. No, that is correct in hindsight. So, okay, October 26th is the first Ashes stream. I should be able to do that. Score, 28 to 6, I think it was. Yes, 28 to 6. Lendog, yes, it is for an upcoming video. I don't know exactly when, because I don't know exactly what the video will be, but I'm intending to make it a like mini documentary. Nothing out of the ordinary in terms of what I've done in the past, but probably we're talking a couple of weeks, I would think, just because I've got a lot going on right now. Lorenzo, I have never had alcohol except for the ceremonial wine in church, so I certainly have never had a hangover. How many nations have a National Rugby League team? That's a good question. It's a tough one to answer because you've got the International Rugby League rankings, but a lot of them are federations that have not been active in some time, so it kind of depends what you would call an active national team. But there are, let me count, 57 countries that are listed on those rankings. It's quite a lot. It's quite a lot. Lendog says Leaguie doing documentaries is crazy. I definitely don't. I might be mischaracterizing the video. I mean like a video about Ukrainian Rugby League. Like, I don't know, a video essay, but I'm not making a point. I'm just kind of talking about it. I'm talking something that's like 13 minutes long or something. So, That's all good, Tiger. That's all good. Understandable. I actually wonder, I don't know if Leaguie Games and Leaguie Cast are subscribed to the Leaguie. Oh, we're 7 away now. We're 7 away. I think they just said Renakama's gone for X-rays. I want to see if Leaguie Games is subscribed to the Leaguie. Leaguie Games is subscribed to the Leaguie. Need Jennings for the multi-win? Oh, Jesus. I mean, I think that that's a very vibey bet, but, yeah. Not something I would encourage. Jet Clear will debut next season with Metcalf to Dragons. With Metcalf to Dragons all but confirmed. Is Metcalf to Dragons is all but confirmed? Really? I haven't even really heard of that as a rumor. It says Metcalf is being chased hard by Dragons and Perth Bears. But the Warriors have tabled him a 2-year extension. And Metcalf would still play for the Warriors next year, I think. I think all but confirmed is maybe a bit over the top. But I don't know. Out to be corrected. I need a change of undies. Oh, Jesus. Petition for Leaguie to do an IRL stream in Port Moresby. I really wonder what my street cred in Port Moresby would be. What would my notoriety be? Anyway, on the last Rua Natikaura in at dummy half. That's a name I love to say. There we go. There's numbers. There's numbers for them. They're going to get a try here. No, they're not. No. How the hell has Paul Alberg not grounded that ball? God damn it. Oh, the 29-year-old. I'll be so real. He looks like a father of many. Looks like a middle-aged man. It doesn't help that he's rather bald. But anyway, he couldn't get the ball down. Let's see here. Was this a generationally good tackle from Jenko, the Roosters' 2013 Premiership hero? Or was it Dream Buller? Buller, I think, has... No, he got good contact on that tackle. How did Alberg not get it down there? And then the ball's come free, I think. Yeah. Jennings does hold it up. Michael Jennings. Wowzers. Say what you want about Michael Jennings, and you can certainly do that. But he's a good rugby league player. He's a good rugby league player. Bro, you are like a legend on the streets of Waikani. There we go. I'll take it. I'll take it. Now, I mean, genuinely, all jokes aside, I think if I were to continue on this trajectory for a couple of years, like maybe, I've got a lot of my audience are Papua New Guinean. Like, a lot. I want to actually see what proportion it is. Because you can see by geography. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so 75% of my audience are Australian. That makes perfect sense. That's what I would have thought. But the second highest demographic is Papua New Guinea, 7.8%. So given that I get... my monthly audience is 60k. That's what, thousands of people who watch from Papua New Guinea every month. Lorenzo says, I subbed on my other account. Let's get to 9k, boys. Well, how close are we now? How close are we now? Let me have a look. Oh, 6 away. Surely for the World Cup, you come to PNG. Surely is a strong word. I get surely a lot. I have already reached out to networks about like getting a job covering the World Cup. I'd love to have the backing of like a actual broadcaster for that. But I will really have to cross that bridge when it comes to it. Penalty there for Fiji. I know you said Papua New Guinea because we were talking about them. Kalani says, is it Kalani? Yes. I cried in 2016 when Jennings went to Para. That's the impact the guy has on rugby league. He was such a hero with the Roosters. Such a hero. Premiership winner. He played for the Roosters for 3 years and won 3 minor premierships. So, Smart Guy says, I can hear thunder. Tiger was right. And Tiger says, this storm is wild. I really hope you're all doing okay up there. I really do. Hopefully I can offer you some escapism from what is going on. Okay. It's hailing, is it? Damn. Well, Dream Buller might put some smiles on you Tigers fans' faces. No, he does get a pass away there. Nando Vale with a run. So they've got 3 tackles left here. Kind of looks like they'll go up to 34 here. They're looking hot in attack. Pass there from Tangi Tuimua. But I think held up over the goal line. That's interesting for Cook Islands. They dragged the Fiji player over the goal line. No, it won't be forced back. Okay, so play the ball. Buller puts a kick in. Oh, that was knocked on there by the Cook Islands. Fiji have still got it here. Kalo will go to the line, and now it's deemed to be a forward pass, I think. So it'll be a scrum, I think, Fiji ball. What's the attendance today? I don't think it's been listed yet. I don't think we know. It's not great, though. It's definitely not great. Should I sub? Yes. Ideally. If you intend on watching my content, then sub. If you don't want to watch my content, then don't sub. Because actually, it's funny, a lot of people focus on YouTube subscribers. It's terrible to have YouTube subscribers who don't watch your content. But I hope you want to. Donahue across now to Dream Buller. He does pass. Oh, Sunia Taruva has just done one of the all-time greatest bombs you will ever see. You will ever see.
He's trying.
That constitutes this soundbite. I mean, it's not even on the verge. He actually did it. I can't believe that. He had a clear run to the line. He's a premier winger in this competition. I think the commentators are correct in saying that he thought Buller would go himself. He wasn't ready for it. Damn. How much more until 9K? Let's see. 6. Still 6. I don't think the crowd number is... well, I guess that's 10,099? Or do you mean 100,999? No, there was only 6 subscribers away. You know, they made a South Park episode about that meme, the funny numbers meme. You know the thing I hate about it the most, actually? I'm finding it more funny the more it goes on. But it's not anything to do with the content of it, because it's objectively not funny. There's nothing there. But I guess it's the way it's used. I don't know. I'm an UNC, so I still fundamentally am like, what the hell? But it's getting a little bit funnier. Jeez, look at that. Down the sideline, it's the 5'8" playing fullback, Potoko. Jesus. There we go. It was a wonderful show of explosive speed. Now on the last. Kick in behind. Cowley. Caught in goal. No, it's not caught in goal. I thought it was caught in goal. Liam Kennedy says, just play on. Oh, mate. New phone. I feel you. I've got a Samsung Galaxy Ultra S25, I think it's called. I want my old phone back. It's too technical. And the screen is funny. And it closes things that I don't want it to close. I think it might be a problem with the phone. I don't know. But like the keyboard, man. I put in my passcode into this phone. And I type in my passcode correctly. But I type it too quickly and the phone can't keep up with me. Never a problem on Apple. Just saying. Never a problem. Okay, so is that one play on? Yes, it is. Fiji will still have this ball. We've got a whistle here. HIA, one of the players is going to have to go off here. I'm not sure who it is. He's pointing towards the back play. I'm not sure what we're saying. Lim Kennedy is walking all the way back. Smart Guy says, I entered a competition on the radio because I listened to it. Because I'm to win iPhone 17. I pray I win it. What's the competition about? Lorenzo, I'm kind of, I think, happy to say that I don't know. When you say, if I know, you know. Sorry, if you know, you know. I know. The Storm has cut out Foxtel? Damn. Well, you're not missing too much. I'll do my best to tell you what's going on, but it's not a great deal right now. Literally, Fiji just have the ball and play stopped. The song they're playing in the background sounds like a Papua New Guinean version of My Life by Billy Joel. Yes, I understand the connotations there, Lorenzo, but how do those numbers have anything to do with it? You know what? Maybe don't tell me. Maybe not on stream. Jennings! No, I won't get there. In fact, that was the wrong side of the field. That's not Jennings' side of the field. Score is crazy? I honestly don't think it is crazy, Ollie. This is pretty much exactly what I would have thought would happen. Leaguie, please do a Fortnite dance. I saw you asking me this last night. The reason why I'm not doing a Fortnite dance is not so much that I have issues dancing on stream. I have done that before. But I don't know any Fortnite dances. And it's not, this actually isn't because I'm an unk, because Fortnite's a good game. But it is because, and I have said this before, I've played one game of Fortnite in my life, I won it, I then retired. So I genuinely just don't know. There's a big old hit. Liam Kennedy has stopped play. Got a few players running in here. Jeez, I want to see a replay of that one. Lendog, that one I know. That one I know. Let's see this here. Bang! Oh, Tane Milne. That's shoulder to the head. Yeah, Tane Milne. Bang! Leveled him out there. That's shoulder to the head. I mean, there was a slip there, but that's got to be a yellow line, yeah? Got to be a yellow line. Ollie, your video about Jet was very good. I liked how you used the dynamic background around the images. Made it look a lot better. Send him off. Send him off.
Oh, what about that? Send him off. Send the drifting gate off. Get him off the field. That was diabolical. That was absolute diabolical.
That's a yellow line. Honestly, I think that's fortunate that that's not a send-off there for Tane Milne. I'd give that a send-off. But it feels like it's been ages. A yellow line is incoming. It doesn't fit well. That's the annoying thing. I mean, I guess I'll put it like there. That's fine. I just was I've crossed out Fiji though. But I would have sent that off. I would have sent that off for sure. But anyway. Ollie says a lot more videos won't include my face because of the ban. That makes sense. That does make sense. Xander says, so you technically have a 100% record on Fortnite. Bro, forget technically. I have a 100% record on Fortnite. And that's exactly why I stopped. I wanted to maintain that. I also have a 100% record in the bottle flip challenge. We are 5 subscribers away from 9K. We're getting close. A lot closer than I thought. Teague is across the line, but I think he's been held up. Yes, he has. That's the call. Put it on the bottom. That's just never where it goes, though. I can do that. That's fine. There we go. Redline hasn't even featured on a Lake main stream, hasn't it? We have a red. Yes, we do. Big up, smart guy. I just assumed that he would have coded it so that on my keyboard it's R for Redline. 5 away. Can we get that? We can get there. We got to try here. Per chance. We're reviewing it. Can you put it on the white line then? Oh, maybe. Bang. Okay. Whatever. Ollie says, Leaguie, the kits are fire. I like particularly the Cook Islands kit. But one thing that is very cool, the Tonga warm-up tee. I mentioned this on stream yesterday for the Creator Awards. Tonga warm-up stream. Not warm-up stream, warm-up tee. I mean. Let me get a picture of this because it's insane. This is one where if I had a little bit more money, I would definitely buy it. Look at that. God, that's gorgeous. That is so nice. It kind of looks like a tablecloth in some respects, but once you look past that, it's beautiful. Absolutely stunning. Okay, 28 points to 6 it is. 10 minutes gone in the first half. There was a set restart just there for the Cook Islands. So they're going to have a full attacky set here. They're right in the middle of the field. Ruben Atakaura in at dummy half. Played there by the number 20, not Xavier Willison. He is eligible for Cook Islands, but he's playing for New Zealand. It's Makirere. Raging Rory has resubscribed and just says, Bulla. Honestly, Rory, that's a brilliant way of summing up this game. Thank you for resubscribing for another 2 months. She's a great creator, by the way, if none of you guys are familiar with her. I'm sure you are. Over on Twitch. Does great work on Instagram as well, Raging Rory. So, thank you. Thank you so much. There's another 6 again there for the Cook Islands. It's all happening. You looking forward to tomorrow, Rory? New Zealand versus Samoa. What do you think the score will be of that one? Geez, but through here, it's Ruben Porter, West Tiger. I don't think he's still with him, but former West Tiger. Very, very close to the line. Doesn't quite get there, though. On the second, they do go out the back here. Now Cowley, very close to the line. They're threatening. We might actually see another one. We might see another one here. Jesus, they're close. They're so close. 2 tackles left here. Will the Cook Islands get over? I'm feeling that they will. Pass out the back. Jennings rushes up. It's to the fullback, though. Pass across now. It's Porter with the ball. Now across for Kealero, the danger man, is tackled there. So they've got one more left to go in the set here. Need a Jennings 90-minute interception here for the multi, says Kalani. Kick it behind. Oh, Cowley nearly got it himself. I'm not sure if that's a knock on Cook Islands. It is a knock on Cook Islands in goal. So 20-meter restart it is. How many more until 9K? 4. 4 more. We might get it. Ollie, next year. Next year, memberships will come to YouTube. Next year. So, Leaguie press on L. Oh no, what have you done, smart guy? Oh yeah, right, sorry. I forgot about that. The storm has passed. Good. I'm very, very glad to hear that, Tiger. I'm very glad to hear that you're all okay up there. Okay. So, geez, it was a little period of dominance there for the Cook Islands. Don't mind that at all. I need to be taking notes on this game because I might be reviewing it. Masab has tipped $1 through Super Chat. Thank you, Masab. To be clear, Masab is a mate of mine. I appreciate you donating me $1. I know how absolutely broke you are, so go back to studying though, dude. We've got exams coming up. Okay. So 6.5 more minutes to go in Tane Milne Sinbin period. I kind of forgot that had happened. That makes Cook Islands attack a little bit more disappointing. Masab says, you know where you are? Yes, I know where I am. You know where I am. Balls hit the ground there. Sunia Taruva didn't get it. I nearly said Tunia Saruva. That's a hell of a name. George says, Leaguie, what do you think about the second half? It's a good question. I'm pretty content with the first 10 minutes or so of it. I mean, the Milne Sinbin does balance things out a little bit more, but I'm glad to see Cook Islands holding their own. Cumbria Mackham, hello, sir. How are you going today? Tiger, he doesn't, but he did buy one of the panels off me. I think it was the Broncos one. So, the phone closing apps unexpectedly can be a sign of battery puffing and putting pressure on your touchscreen. Right. Please get that set for warranty. A puff battery can be dangerous. Okay, I will have a look at that. Thank you for letting me know. I thought it was sensitivity of the bottom of the screen, but anyway, cool. I will take a look at that. Wales is just mid says, can I get your bank account details for educational purposes? No. Tepai Moro with the ball in his hands. Go out the back here. They've got a little bit of space, but it is the last. Bit of stepping from Esamioka. Back from, is that Masters kicking behind? Kautonga, ball bounces away. Ioka passes back inside. They've still got a full set here. They're throwing it around like it's the last play of the game. Masters steps inside. They've got 6 more, though. They've got a fresh set on Fiji's line. Come on, Cookies. Cook Islands Aitu, we need them to score here. We need them to score here. All right, pass from Nati Calder. That's a great run. I think they've got over. Cook Islands have scored. They've finally got their second one on the board here. 28 points to 12. International Rugby League is thriving. It's not 12 yet. It's 10. It's still though. International Rugby League is thriving. Okay, smart guy. I have reloaded the animations. Please don't make me put something on the screen that I don't want to put on the screen. Try. What? That's insane. Wow. I love it. That's actually so fire. What the hell? Unreal. Brilliant. Thank you, smart guy. That's so cool. Cook Islands need more points to get the lead? Of course they do. Of course they do. But I don't expect them to win this game. I don't think they expected them to win this game. So. Yeah, I used to repair phones for a living. Samsung batteries were notorious for puffing out like that. Them and their hinge pins in the flips and folds were the most common repair requests we got. Well, luckily my one doesn't flip or fold, but yes. Wales says, real talk, if Cook Islands ever actually won a game. They definitely have. They would have won some in World Cups. In fact, I think the last World Cup, I remember them winning a game. Let me have a look here. Oh, what? It's not listed on NRL.com anymore. World Cup results. RLWC 2022. Let me see. Because now I want to know. Yes, Cook Islands beat Wales. Funnily enough, I had a feeling it was Wales, but I didn't want to say it because your username has Wales is just mid in it. So I was like, maybe that's why I think it was Wales. Is the Rugby League World Cup next year? Yes, sir, it is. It absolutely is. Dabosa says, would you say Netherlands have a better national team than Cook Islands? Not a chance. No, absolutely not. They're a long way off Cook Islands. The international rankings are limited in their usefulness. Where a lot of their Netherlands ranking comes is that they have a good domestic competition with 6 teams that reliably play. They've got women's team, all this stuff. It's about infrastructure. Cook Islands domestically do not have that. Their country has 15,000 people in it. So, yeah. I can hear another commentator in the background there. I think it's a Papua New Guinean commentator. Lemon just says, Legman, should I do a bit of advertising for you? I mean, I ain't never saying no to free advertising. There's still 4 subscribers away from 9K. Bro, smart guy, it's okay. Lightning is fine. Just ka-chow and that thing will go away. Now over the sideline, Paul Ulberg, not over the sideline, sorry, along the sideline. Still got 2 tackles left. Offload back inside. Cook Islands will get it here. Cowley has got it. They're inside 10 meters. 1 tackle left to go. They're throwing the ball around here, the Cook Islands, but it's going well for them. Spread it left. There should surely be space. There is space out there. They've got to spread it out there. Surely they go through the hands. No, they went too slowly. Too many cutout balls. Had to go through the hands. Had to go through the hands. Anyway. Mark will be eligible to play the World Cup next year. Yes. How much does it cost to sponsor the NRL team? I, funnily enough, don't know. I'm not really in that business. I haven't got that kind of money. That's for sure. Okay, 23 minutes left to go in this game. I hope Mark plays for Fiji, but I don't think that will happen. And I've got to... Oh. There we go. Still not actually really centered. That's too far the other way. Whoever the DJ at Santos is needs to retire. Jesus, that's rough. I want to know what song they were playing earlier that's had like a Papua New Guinean version of My Life by Billy Joel. It was like the exact same melody, but... Anyway. Ali, I don't know much about South African Rugby League. I doubt quite heavily that they'll beat the Cook Islands. Cook Islands are not bad. Bro, this scoreline... Oh, which I've actually got wrong, by the way. It's not... 12. Sorry, it's not 10, it's 12. Tiger Walker, get some water. Yeah, they are a decent team. South Africa wouldn't have... I mean, we're talking heritage players. I guess they'd have some guys in Super League. I don't think they have anyone in the NRL. You want to drive subscribers, you're on Twitch. Say something negative about Hassan Piker. I guarantee you'll see a spike in viewers. May not be for the reason you want, but there will be a spike. I've got a lot of negative thoughts about Hassan Piker, but most of them aren't political. They have to do with his... reaction content. It's incredible how a guy who claims to be a socialist is so comfortable stealing the labor of others time after time, contributing no value of his own. It's not very socialist of you to steal labor, but anyway. Cool. Thank you, Lawrence. I appreciate that. But anyway, I'm trying to get YouTube subscribers. Okay, so on the last here, Masters puts a bomb up. No one's really chasing it. Lands in no man's land. Bounced back about 20 meters. And that's. I think that might be one of the single worst last tackle plays I've ever seen in my life. That was amazing. The RS Show YouTube says, if all of your suits and a Cook Islands. What do you mean, sir? Smart guy, potentially one day. Not now, if that's what you mean. Did you see Lebanon versus Italy earlier today? Was it Lebanon versus Italy? Italy are playing Ukraine. Or was it a game in Australia? Was it like Italy Heritage? Either way, I didn't see it. But I know for a fact that Ukraine are playing Italy this weekend in Udine in Italy. Taruva stepping back inside. Oh, he's got space in front of him. Sania Taruva. Oh, jeez, he was close to the line. They've got 2 tackles left here. There was about a 20-minute period in this to start the second half of Cook Island dominance. Cook Islands on top, playing expensive. Italy won 12-8. Okay. Did any NRL players play? There's a try there off the back of a 6 again. Kitioni Kartonga. Bang. International Rugby League has another try to its name. Hits the globe. That's amazing. And the crowd goes mild. I've actually got in my notes here, Fiji versus Cook Islands. Cook Islands. Leaguie, what if everyone unsubscribed when you hit 9k? That's alright. I still hit the milestone. I just need to reach the peak. That's all that matters. Do you think League can rival other sports internationally? Well, that's a very broad question. I mean, League is a lot in a much better space than a lot of other sports internationally, than most other sports internationally. But yes, I do. I think it's the best sport in the world. So why wouldn't I believe that it can be among the biggest global sports? Only thing is that I feel that it consistently shoots itself in the foot. But anyway, that's just me. So. Oh, there was a Roosters fan. Hell yes. Indigenous Roosters jersey. Big up. You don't get to hear about random Roosters guy, though, because apparently only South fans. Only South fans. Cook Islands is just former Parramatta players you didn't realize were still active. The Tepai Moiroas of the world. The Brad Takarangis of the world. There's a few other. I'd say there's a few Tigers. Ruben Porter, Isan Masters. You know. Simbin is done. Ah, yes. My bad. I always forget to turn it off. I was actually done a while ago. My bad for missing that one. So there's a beautiful little conversion there from Brandon Wakeham. 34 points to 12 is the scoreline. And if there were going to be any late little comeback there from the Cook Islands, unlikely as it would have been, it's now done. Who do you have when Hull play Broncos? Well, unfortunately, I don't think that's a matter of when. I think it very much is a matter of if, given that both sides are going to Vegas. It makes the scheduling a little bit tough. I have Broncos. I hope Hull. I've never... I mean, unless it's the Roosters... I have never gone for an NRL team in the World Club Challenge. I always want the Roosters... Sorry, the Super League club to win. Ollie says, I feel like they should combine the Bowl and Cup. 6 teams, top 4 go to semis, and then a final. That's sort of what I was talking about earlier. The fact that we only get 2 games in a weekend, and I feel we could get 3. I don't mind that idea. The only thing is that what it would give us... Especially if, say, it was in... Let's make it last year's lineup, where instead of Samoa, you have Australia. You would then potentially have Australia playing the Cook Islands, New Zealand playing the Cook Islands, which would be a bloodbath, an absolute bloodbath. It'd be a pretty dominant win, I think, if Australia or New Zealand were to play Fiji even. So, yeah. So, Porter back inside. That's not a bad run at all. Cook Islands looking okay. They just took a while to get into it. Bro, but the one time the Cows will ever play a Rugby League World Club Challenge, you'll get another premiership. Oh, the Cook Islands have scored again. Damn, Ruben Rennie. I just assumed that they'd be done. I assumed they'd be done. Never mind. Damn. Okay. This is really good. This is brilliant. For the Cook Islands to have got 3 tries on the board at at least, there's still time to go. That's brilliant. Ruben Rennie, the double R, man. Let's go. Hell yes. Smart Guy says W animation to his own animation. Sorry about me taking notes. You will understand why. To see Cook Islands get 3 tries on the board. At this rate, I'm very doubtful, unfortunately. Well, look, I mean, this rate, like, yeah, I don't think it will happen soon. It will happen though. I don't see a Tom Dearden, for example, who I think will play out his career at the Cowboys from the way I envision it. I don't see him retiring without a premiership. No chance. Someone asked earlier, I think it was Ali Peri Wanga, about what I think about Toulouse in the Super League. I'm happy about it. I've been to Toulouse to see them play. I'm happy about it, but it's not the first time they've been in the Super League. They got promoted to the Super League a few years ago and then just didn't do anything with it and went straight back down. They need to make big signings. They need to be there to survive there. The only thing is, which, again, I mean, I've got many grievances with rugby league media in this country. One thing that's been incredibly underreported is the story itself. But the fact that the Toulouse Olympique and the York Knights, and I believe the Bradford Bulls, but I'm not completely certain, are on what's called, I think 50% allocations, central funding allocations. They are given, it's an anti-dilution mechanism. They're given half of what other Super League clubs are given as part of broadcast rights, as part of general revenue generation. So Toulouse are coming into this competition already with a weaker squad, and they're accepting 50% of the allocation from the league. They're taking a lot of financial pain here. So they might not be able to afford good enough signings. I find that pretty remarkable and definitely a financial sign that the Super League is not ready to expand if it's not able to pay for the teams that it has. But anyway, it's a fundamentally regressive system when you're punishing the teams that are coming in at the bottom financially. Oh, there we go. York and Toulouse on 50%, Bradford 100. Okay, yeah, there we go. But the fact that I don't know, someone called the Leaguie, right? I wasn't even confident about Bradford. It goes to show the quality of the reporting that has reached Australia. But yes, for York and Toulouse to be penalised like that, I understand why, but God, it makes it tough. Makes it heaps tough. Would you support NRL promotion and relegation? No, I would not. I think it is a system that works to strengthen those at the top and weaken those at the bottom. And already in the NRL, we have, you know, a dominant cluster of teams. And you can work your way up. We saw the Bulldogs do it. We've seen the Warriors even across the last 3 seasons with a top 4 finish and a top 6 finish. Fiji have scored there. Sorry, I'm talking about completely different things. To be fair, I think the game is done anyway. Whoever had Michael Jennings on the multi is going to be fuming at that. He nearly got there, but it was Donahue. Yeah, if you had say the Tigers in recent seasons, you had the Tigers playing second division rugby league, it would be terrible. Terrible. It'd be entertaining to watch a competitive second tier competition, but you can't have a team that's that strong off field playing anywhere sub the top level. But then we could technically kick South out without the court challenge. The only reason I'm studying to become a lawyer is so that I can do that anyway. We can kick him out legitimately. It's fine. So let's see. The ball, it was Ulberg and the fullback whose name I do apologize. I keep forgetting. Putoko. I just want to get it right. The ball bounced. Jennings was there, had a little slip, reached out for it, couldn't quite get it there. It was either him or Donahue here. Yeah, Donahue has got it. Donahue has got it. Kurt Donahue of the Dolphins. He's an interesting one, and this will, I'm sure, be a topic of discussion. Him playing 5'8", can he be the solution there for the Dolphins moving forward? I heard them talking about it on the Bloke podcast the other day. finding a long-term partner for Isaiah Katoa. It won't be Jaden Nikorima. They've signed George Williams, who isn't coming until 2027. And I believe he's already 30... Is he 31 years old, or is he going to be 31 when he arrives? George Williams. He's 30 now. Just turned... No, in fact, no, he's going to turn 32. It's like... He's going to turn 31 in a couple of weeks. So, yeah, he'll be 32 by the time he arrives at the Dolphins. That's not a long-term option. So, it's Donahue the man. I have already voted NRL Vince. I put in my votes for the Leaguie Awards. Toulouse is one of the markets League should aim at. Union is popular. Yeah, absolutely. I agree. There's a reason why there's a team there, but there's no point going up to the Super League and then just dropping back down. Excuse me. Being a yo-yo club, it's pointless. And I know it's a lot easier said than done, right? But I like the fact that they've moved to a little bit more of a franchise thing where they've ranked clubs. IMG, the company that have done it. I think that's a more successful way of doing things. It's a non-European way of doing sports, but I think a franchise model is better for sports. But geez, the thing is with the Super League, and I've had this discussion before. I think I was saying it yesterday. There's an entrenched value system in many respects of not wanting the competition to expand, and I understand that completely, because if I were a supporter of Castleford, right, I mean, I'll verify this, but the Castleford population is next to nothing. Castleford population, the population of the town Castleford, West Yorkshire, is 45,000 people, right? It's nothing. If I was a Castleford Tigers fan, I don't want London, Toulouse, York even, to come in, because then my little Castleford are not going to be playing in the top division anymore. And you can say the same for Lee. You can say the same for Wakefield. You can say the same for probably maybe not a Huddersfield. I think Huddersfield are a little bit bigger. Let me see. Huddersfield population, 141. So that's fine. But to see like Bradford come in, that's a city of 500,000 people. That's great. So thoughts on Salford getting the boot? It had to happen. I wish they would rebrand and become a more Manchester-focused team, but I can understand why Manchester Red Devils isn't something you can do. But yeah, anyway. Ollie says, if there was relegation in the NRL, sure, it would be fun, but a great thing in the NRL is teams getting last 1 year and coming back to get finals the next. A great thing is a good comeback. Yes. And it's incredibly difficult to structure contracts as well. This is an underspoken part of the promotion relegation debate. Teams at the bottom can't offer consistent salaries to their players, so they don't know what salary cap they're going to be operating under. Kicking behind there from Isan Masters. No, sorry, it's Cowley, not Masters. I just always see Masters as the halfback of Cook Islands. They have forced a goal line dropout. 11 minutes to go here. 40 points to 18 the scoreline. Ollie, there was relegation from Cup to Bowl. There is no longer. They got rid of it. Indy 500 or Monaco Grand Prix. I've never watched the Indy 500, but I would give that as my answer. I do not think the Monaco Grand Prix is very good. I'm in favor of having it for its history, and I love the qualifying, but the race is dead as anything. Huddersfield gave birth to rugby league, so that is true. And they should always have a team. But my ideal Super League would be a European competition, and it wouldn't have the likes of Huddersfield. I mean, I'm biased, but I think an Amsterdam team would go so hard. The away days, the flights from England to Amsterdam are nothing. They're dirt cheap. Get away fans partying in Amsterdam and then seeing their team. It'd be so good. Oh, the boss, I've said that publicly before. Do you think Fiji is doing better than Appy would? No, they'd certainly be better if they had Appy Coruscant. There's an intercept there, so they survive another defensive set there, Fiji Bati. Football was popular in Bordeaux before, and after they relegated, people started to support Union Bordeaux. They are popular now. We need to invest in France more. I didn't know that transition happened, but I did know that is Girondins de Bordeaux. I think that's what they're called. were relegated with financial troubles. But yeah, dude, trust me, you're preaching to the choir here. I had my rugby league indoctrination occurred in Europe. I believe firmly in its potential there, and France is. I describe Fiji as a sleeping giant, and it is, but the opportunity in France is huge, absolutely huge. Oh, the Fiji hooker. No, I mean, Tangi Tuimua has been serviceable, has been fine, but Api Coruscant was a star of the game. So, Yoran says, why hasn't the PNG Pacific Championship team list come out yet? I don't know. And I wish it had, because it was very difficult to predict what players to put on this wall. There's already some players, like, I think Liam Marshall is his name, that guy there, who didn't make the England squad. But I had to put up the wall before the England squad came out, because the international season started before the England squad came out. So I just had to guess. But anyway. Ollie, I think you especially should watch Super League, if you find the time, given your English heritage. So, Wales says, if there was a team in Amsterdam, the teams going would just get super high on away days. I mean, we have a Gold Coast team in Australia. I think there's elements of professionalism, but Hull KR went and did a pre-season game in Amsterdam earlier this year. So there's precedent there. There just has to be the money for it. Modoro coming back onto the field. It's nice that he still wears, I think it's like the lightning headgear. It looks like the Jerome Hughes style. I want to say hi as well to Renata earlier. I think came into the chat, said hi. I didn't see that message. So on the last here, looks like Cook Islands might just die with the ball here. No, offload away. Is that ruled a knock on? It is ruled a knock on. Anyway. They're throwing the ball around. They're having a bit of fun here, the Cook Islands side too. Imagine the Amsterdam Cobras in the Super League. I'd love it. I don't know if they'd go with the Cobras or come up with a new name, but Amsterdam's something, man. Like, dude, I would pay for my own airfare over there to cover their first game. I'd be all over that. All over that. France soccer is massively corrupt, though. It does not surprise me to hear Bordeaux jumped codes. Did they jump codes? Is that what happened? That is news to me. I thought that the soccer club just went bankrupt. But yeah, it is corrupt. Not only is it corrupt, but it's failing in terms of its TV deal. I don't know if they managed to get it done, but they nearly went into a season without broadcast rights. How about Rugby Club Octopus? For the record, the Rugby Club Octopus thing, that's where the Netherlands national team played the other day. No, I wouldn't be playing at Rugby Club Octopus, unfortunately. If the Perth Bears got relegated in 20 years, which league would they move into? There's a lot of moving parts to that question. Well, we don't have relegation. If we were to have it in 20 years, I have no idea what the structure would be, so I don't know. Oh, as in their fans jumped. Yes. Yes. I thought you were saying that, like, the entity just became a rugby union team. One thing that a lot of people don't know, Paris Saint-Germain, the, Champions League winning team, biggest team in France by a margin, were initially a rugby league team. Camrian Mackham says, does Amsterdam have stadia other than Ajax? Not major stadia. I mean, the Amsterdam Arena, it's called, is the big one. But they definitely do. They would, because there's other Amsterdam soccer clubs as well. Tiger, of course I love Papua New Guinea. Okay, so on the second here, Cook Islands, there's 7 minutes left to go in this game. The clock on my stream has stopped. Oh, no, now it's going again. It's ahead of my broadcast that I'm watching. Oh, now it's back. Now it's back. Okay. Is Union popular in the Netherlands? No. 99% of the population of the Netherlands would have no idea that there is a distinction between Union and League. Union is bigger than League in the Netherlands. They use the same facilities as is very common in European rugby and rugby league, but it exists. High contact there, Michael Jennings. Yeah, penalty, Cook Islands. Might get, a cheeky little 40 points to 22. Maybe. There's FC Eindhoven voted the most boring club in sports. Why are they the most boring club in sports? Obviously, Eindhoven is it's where PSV Eindhoven are from, who are one of the big 3 in the Netherlands. Player of the match. This is where it's a little bit tough for me most of the time to analyze individual performances. But fortunately today it was made very, very easy because Dream Buller scored 4 tries. But yes. Valame is going to Castleford. Is he now? Right. That I didn't know. Good question. How many more until 9k? Still 4. Still 4. We had a little rush, but I think we might fall a bit short. I want to see Cook Islands get one more on the board. Just a little cheeky one. Just let him have it. Tegan at dummy half. Gives it across out to the number 13, Peterson Robati. Still got 4 tackles left here. Teague in at dummy half. He's got Moroa there. There's 6 more. Okay, so they'll get a few more tackles up their sleeve. Moroa is nearly over the line, but he's held up. Pass back inside. Oh, that was nice from Makatoa. He'll reach out. Post stops him in the end. Damn it. Okay, well, now we've got a whistle for a knock on. Oh, that sucks. That sucks. Challenge it. Challenge it. Makasi Makatoa is not happy. Sydney Roosters legend, by the way. Now they're going to put a challenge in. Okay, well, that was very late. Anyway. Smart Guy says, in breaking news, Main Stallion, aka Donald Trump, has murdered Gavin. Oh, no. That's elite. Keep those references in Leaguie games, brother. I don't know anything about Kevin. I'm the Leaguie here. I ain't Leaguie games. Not until I don't have my light. Oh, yes, I do have my light. Bang. Wait. Bang. Now I'm Leaguie games. Bang. Now I'm the Leaguie. Ches says there's no market in Europe other than England, Ireland, and France. I disagree. I mean, it depends what you call a market. But you can make your own market. You can create your own demand. You start businesses start from scratch. Makatoa joining Oliver Gildart in the Roosters dream team. To be fair, I mean, Gildart played like 2 games or something. Makatoa actually was very useful for us this year. This is about FC Eindhoven. They finished middle of the table in Dutch League 2. Yes, the Keukenkampioen-divisie, it's called. Every year. No pre-match stuff, no catering ticket option, little in the way of exciting play. Okay, well, fair enough. That is pretty boring. Wales says, if you ask me what my biggest fantasy was, it'd be going on holiday with Fletcher and Hindy. That is a unique fantasy, that is for sure. But credit to you. Brian Fletcher did once say subscribe to the league. In fact, that was only a few weeks ago. So certified fan. Anton Dupont to Toulouse Rugby League. I wish. I don't think that will happen, unfortunately. 4.5 minutes left to go in this game. Doesn't look like whoever bet on Michael Jennings to get a try will get that. This is why you don't bet. Bang. Chances are you are about to lose. So that's why you don't bet. Who's going to win tomorrow? New Zealand, I think. But, well, I was going to say it's more even than I thought when I looked at the teams. But then I forgot that Terrell May's not playing. So, yeah, I think New Zealand for sure. Well, I don't know why we're in at 9k yet, but we ain't at 9k yet. We're still 4 shy. Gibt eine Nachfrage nach Rugby League in Deutschland. Also, unterschätzen Sie uns nicht. I don't know what that means. Even as a Dutch speaker, I actually can't make fun of it. Make sense of that. So... Target, yeah, we spoke about your thumbnail. Probably, it's an improvement for sure. Okay, so short dropout attempted there. Wakeham gets it. Now across to find the number 16 there for Fiji. It was potentially a little bit of high contact, but anyway, Maya tackled. Out of dummy half, Sakura from the Tigers will get over the line. Will he ground it? He's claiming he's grounded it. Yes, he has grounded it. There's a try. It'll end 46 points. To 18 most likely. To be fair, there's still a few minutes to go. Keek to come, 44 on the board. That's a shame. I was hoping we might get a 40 points to 22. Instead, it will be one more try the other way. Probably. Did an RTS play for New Zealand? He did. And now he plays for Samoa. What languages do you speak? English, Dutch, and like a bit of Spanish. How long till Cook Islands doesn't exist? I don't know. it depends about the diasporas involved, but I think a couple of generations time, the heritage will be too distant. So oh, I'm telling you, mate, that we have demand in Germany, one of the faster growing sports. Well, there we go. That's good. That's great. I remember, I mean, this isn't Germany, but Canada. I was a big fan of the Toronto Wolfpack. I went to Toronto to see them play. I was at their first ever competitive fixture, which was against the London Scholars down the road from White Hart Lane in Tottenham. And I spoke to the owner, Eric Perez. Well, my dad spoke to him, to be fair, but I got a few words in. As that ball's hung out wide, so we'll say 44-18. And he was saying that a rugby league, when he watched it, he was not a rugby league person, but he watched it on TV and was like, this is the most North American game that is not played in North America. The potential is so there. It's so there. Smart guy, that's defamation. Kautonga hat trick? Was that Kautonga? No, it was Sakuru. Kautonga's only got one. So he'd do well to get 2 more tries in the last 2 minutes here. Test of Leaguie's ball knowledge. Which NRL team currently has the first Canadian NRL player? Well, I know Megan Pakulis is an NRLW player. Who does she play for? I assume that's not who you're talking about, though. But you're saying currently has the first Canadian player. Are you... just to check, NRL, right? Not NRLW. You're not talking about Megan Pakulis. It's not. Okay. So it's NRL. I've got to admit, there's nothing coming to mind, but it's ringing a slight bell. It's a guy who's not like Canadian, but who has Canadian heritage. I've heard this. This is going to annoy me. It's actually going to annoy me. Anyway, I'm gonna try and focus on the end of this game and actually commentate so that I'm not just trying to think of this Canadian dude. That is annoying me. Anyway, Mason Teague across here to find Peterson Rabati. Offload back by Makatoa. Rabati was in some space. Rabati, go for the line side. Yes, he's got there, and they'll end the game with a try. Okay, you know what? I'll take that. 44 points to 22. Kick to come. Big up Cook Islands, man. Hey, I view this as a win for Cook Islands in many regards. Obviously, they didn't win the game, but damn. Getting all those tries on the board, I will take that for sure from an international perspective. RSO, we're still 4 away. Still 4 away. Now at least I have a little bit of time to think about this Canadian player, though. Can I have a clue? Cheeky little, just one clue? Per chance? Por favor. Love that, Peterson Robati. Thoughts on the new Dogs logo? I uploaded a short on it. I'm a fan of it. But I was accused of being a shill for expressing a positive opinion about it. Leaguie, I love the international game. Also, Leaguie spends the whole time talking about relegation, Super League, and Canadian NRL players. That's international. Super League and Canadian NRL players, that's international from an Australian perspective. I might not. Anyway. There's your full-time whistle. I still can't remember who's Canadian. I want a clue. I want one clue. League, you made that logo, didn't you? No. I also wasn't paid by the Bulldogs, although I did joke about that. Give me a clue. Was it Lorenzo who you said Canadian player? I need a clue. I ain't ended the stream until I guess who it was. To be abundantly clear. He has an apostrophe in his name. First name or last name? If it was first name, I don't think it's Jazare Puavase. Damn! Yeah, sorry, Lorenzo. It was someone else. It was Dabodsta. Last name, okay. Apostrophe in the last name. Surely that means it's Islander then. Is there anyone behind me? I don't think it is. Yeah, it is like half of them. That's so true. Marcus Acre is the first Canadian player to join the NRL. Well, Bogan is given the answer. I'm gonna be honest. I have not heard of that man. Marcus. Yeah. Marcus Acre. I was not at all thinking of this man. 5 months ago. Okay. So he hasn't played NRL. Yeah. Okay. Well, I was miles off then. Because I was like, it must be Islander. I'm like, has Hamole Olakau'atu got some Vancouver heritage? Apparently not. Okay. Well, that was fun. I will be streaming tomorrow. Could be a bit of a rush because I'm heading up to Sydney. We'll see how we go. But yes. Hopefully you do come along tomorrow, because tomorrow will be a pretty big stream, I imagine. New Zealand versus Samoa. The international streams are always huge, but that should be a particularly big one. But I will leave it there. Just shy of 9k subscribers. Final count, 8996. I'll probably get it overnight, but we'll be able to celebrate that tomorrow. Anyway, without further ado, thank you for being here. Thank you for hanging out, and I'll talk to you later.